Hi and welcome to the video. Guys, it's almost summertime. Can you even believe it? The sun's gonna be shining, the birds are gonna be chirping, there are gonna be blue skies and white clouds and green grass.
Better out than in, I always say.
It's gonna be warm and possibly too warm to the point where you might have to go to the hospital. So you know what that means? I want to talk about some books that I want to read this summer. Now, this is not a comprehensive list. It's probably gonna change. Who knows? And then also I have a hard time sticking to an actual TBR because I'm just like, okay, why do I have a TBR when I could just read whatever I want and then like not put any limits on what I'm gonna read? So like this is an arbitrary what I'm gonna be reading this summer video. But a lot of these books here I really do want to read, or they have a summery vibe to them that I think would make for a good summer read. So let's go. Let's go. The first book that I want to be reading this summer is
And the Oscar goes to
Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. Now, when I think summer, I think fun. I think lights, because the sun is just shining down and burning our corneas, and that's probably going to be the reason why we all have to go to the hospital. This, I think, is the third book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I read one of them. I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown. All of these books center on, I think, a disabled character or marginalized character in some way. I want to read this one because, first of all, the two main characters are autistic. And then also, let me read a little bit of the back to you. Hold on one second. Eve Brown is a certified hot mess. No matter how hard she strives to do right, her life always goes horribly wrong. So she's given up trying. I love that for her. Then it says Jacob Wayne is in control. Always. So when a purple-haired tornado of a woman shows up, I'm assuming that's Eve, out of the blue to interview for an open chef position, he tells her the brutal truth. Not a chance in hell. No, sorry. Then she hits him with her car. So this just seems fun and I'm excited to read it this summer. I've really been looking forward to it. So it's on my list of priorities of the books I want to read. Next. Now I heard of this book very recently and that book is Night Bitch.
Surprise, bitch.
By Rachel Yoder. Now listen to this. This is about a mother who starts turning into a dog. So I love that. When I read the synopsis on the back at Barnes & Noble, I started giggling and goofing and stomping my feet. I had a very neurotypical reaction to the synopsis. So listen up, kids. The mother, the woman, the protagonist of the story, if you can even believe it, steps into the bathroom for a break from her toddler's demands only to discover a dense patch of hair on the back of her neck. In the mirror, her canine suddenly looks sharper. As the mother's symptoms intensify, her temptation to give in to her new dog impulses peaks, and she struggles to keep her alter canine identity a secret.
Got a secret.
Seeking a cure at the library, she discovers a mysterious academic tome that becomes her Bible and meets a group of mommies involved in a multi-level marketing scheme who may also be more than what they seem. I think I'm gonna love this. Like, the fact that this woman is going to be turning into a dog and then she's going to be interacting with multi-level marketing scheme people. I love it. Next. Possibly, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I love Alice Oseman. I've read all of her books except for one, so I want to get to it this summer, and that is Solitaire. Now, this is her first book. All I know about it is that the main character's name is Tori, and she's in secondary school. Mate, British people are not real. They're not. This is just breaking news. This is about Tori, and apparently she starts getting emails from this random person. I just want to go on record right now saying that I'm so sorry, so incredibly sorry for lying about what the story's actually about. It's not emails she receives. I just want to apologize deeply for that, and especially to Alice Oseman, to everyone who enjoyed this book. And the fact that I said otherwise in a video is just completely unacceptable. Tears are welling in my eyes as we speak. I'm just so sorry. I don't know why I did that. Like, I was young and naive. Like, this was filmed back in May. It's July now, so like I'm a different person. I've changed. I've grown. It's really embarrassing and hurtful, honestly, the fact that I got that wrong. I hope you guys can accept my apology. I know that there's nothing that I can do or say that will change what I did. I don't know why I'm smiling. This is very serious. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. If you want to unsubscribe, I completely understand. Why was I so stupid? And she has to try and figure out who that person is. And she's experiencing mental health struggles. Yeah, it says Tori Spring is tired of everything. She's bored, she's frustrated, she's worried about her brother Charlie, and she's not sure what she should do about anything. Oh, she didn't get an email. She got a post-it note. It's not emails she receives. I just want to apologize deeply for that. Or she found one? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. The person that leaves the post-it note behind apparently wants to disrupt the school, even if it means disrupting Tori's life in the process, which she doesn't find cool at all. Not cool, love, XX. I need to stop. Like, if there are British people watching right now, which there are probably not, because as I established earlier, British people are not real, they're probably gonna be coming at me with pitchforks and fire, and so I should stop, even though British people, again, are not real in their fabrication. But yeah, I fly through Alice Oseman books, so I'm excited to read this next. Now, I cannot believe that I have not gotten to this yet. My sibling has been like, when are you gonna read it? Okay, James, when are you gonna read it? And that's why I plan on getting to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I've never read this. I feel like I don't really need to explain what this is about, but this is the first in the series. Actually, no, I'm gonna be starting on book 2 or 3 of the series because it only makes sense. Like, that makes the most sense, right? So it says Percy Jackson is about to be kicked out of boarding school again. Okay, my mind went boarding school and then it automatically made the connection to Catcher in the Rye. She breasted boobly down the stairs. Okay, I'm trying to talk about Percy Jackson, a middle grade book. Let's get back on track. Thank you. This is about him finding a Greek mythology textbook, and then Zeus apparently is like, that's not cool. Then he thinks that Percy is the one that stole his master lightning bolts. Now his friends and him have 10 days to find and return Zeus's stolen property and bring peace to a warring Mount Olympus. It just seems easy and fun to get into, so bam. Okay, what book am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 5. And contestant number 5, Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I've been wanting to get to this for so long. Like, it's not even funny. And it seems like the perfect book to go to during the summer because it talks about nature. And as I said earlier, in the summer, so yeah, there's that. This is a very, very, very popular book. It's a collection of essays about indigenous wisdom, scientific knowledge, and the teaching of plants. I feel like this is gonna make me cry, and I feel like it's kind of the embodiment, maybe a little bit, obviously a little bit different, but a little bit of Mary Oliver poems that I like because most of them talk about nature and that being connected to life and helping you figure stuff out. I'm really excited. The author is a botanist, and look at her serving in this picture. Look at her!
Category is Bring It to the Runway.
Then I heard the audiobook for this is really good. Maybe I'll read using that. So we'll see. This next book, I never have seen anywhere else. I've never heard anyone else talk about it. I walked into a random bookstore and I saw it, and then I read the back of the book and I was like, oh. And that is A Leopard Skin Hat by Anne Sarais? I don't know. I don't speak French.
You just got franced. Share this with your friends to totally France them.
This cover, first of all, It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Look at her. I love her. So this is translated obviously from French, as I've already established from the last name. And it's about the narrator and his close childhood friend Fanny, who suffers profound psychological disorders. Then this story is apparently a collection of short scenes of Fanny battling many demons. And the narrator's loving and anguished attachment to her. Then for the narrator, there's a back and forth between hope and despair. Can you shut up? When I read that this was about friendship, I was like, oh, in the bookstore, like audibly aloud, like everyone probably heard me. Everyone needed to know what I had to say. So I'm excited to read this, as I am with everything that I'm talking about in this video. So next is a book that I also cannot believe that I haven't gotten to yet. Has anyone ever heard of Little Women by this little indie author, Louisa May Alcott? Anyone? No one? Okay. So I discovered another author. I love supporting small artists and giving them the spotlight on my channel in order to have a successful and thriving career. Wow. So I've had Little Women for so long and I've been wanting to get to it for so long. I saw the Greta Gerwig adaptation of this book well over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't remember. And I really liked it. It made me cry. And it had Timothy Chalamet in it. But yeah, this book, for those who don't know, is about a group of sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. I'm in this book. It's like Louisa May Alcott wrote this for me. Thank you, Louisa. Now I know I'm the first one to discover this book and this author, because like if it wasn't for me, then it wouldn't be personalized. Oh man. So the four sisters have a dad who is fighting in the Civil War. I know that the majority of them are looking for stability, especially economic stability. Two of the sisters, I know for sure, are looking for a richer man to marry out of basically necessity. I know Jo isn't looking for a man to marry. She feels like pressured to, but she's like, I don't want that. But yeah, it just follows them and their journey to figuring out stuff in life during a time where women basically had no rights. And of course, I always have to bring up Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. In the Greta Gerwig adaptation, Bob Odenkirk plays the dad. So you're welcome for that random factoid. Next, the last one in my stack of books that I want to read this summer that I actually own is Convenience Store Woman by, I'm so sorry if I butchered the name, Sayaka Murata. I hope that was close. Again, I feel like this book is very, very popular, and it's about this woman who is in love with working at this convenience store and she's very happy with it, but the people in her life are like, why? Don't you just get a better job? And she's like, I'm just happy at it. Is that such a big deal? Like, excuse me? And then I also heard that it's really weird. There might be magical elements in it somehow. But the main character is an unusual person, someone who has never fit in. But when she takes a job at a Smile Mart, she finally finds peace and purpose in her daily tasks. And she feels forced to take desperate action in order to please the people around her instead of herself. Yeah, I wonder what the weird parts of this book are. Am I gonna be reading it like,
oh Lord.
What?
oh my god. Because I feel like I might. But I love weird books, so I'm probably gonna end up really, really liking it. The next book I'm gonna be talking about, I do not have because, well, it's not out yet. So I've talked about the Adventure Zone graphic novel series before, but this summer in July, the 6th volume of the Adventure Zone is coming out called The Suffering Game, and I'm so excited. I strongly associate this series with the summer because I started reading it in the summer like 2 years ago, and it's so much fun. I love reading them outside. I love the bright color palette, but I think this one, given the title, is gonna be the darkest storyline so far, so I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I really trust this graphic novel series to give me something that's gonna slap and boop and bop and slay and serve. Next, another book that I think really fits the summer vibe is the book called Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting by Claire Pooley. First of all, this cover, that screams summer to me. But this is about Iona, who is a Larger Than Life magazine advice columnist who takes a bus every day with a similar group, if not the same group of people all the time. And one of them randomly chokes on a grape and dies. No, he doesn't die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for freaking you out. He does not die because another person on the transport saves the man from choking to death. Apparently, this single event starts a chain reaction, and an eclectic group of people with almost nothing in common discover that a chance encounter can blossom into much more. It turns out that talking to strangers can teach you about the world around you and even more about yourself.
Whoa.
That last sentence is really what made me be like, I want to read this, because that's a big reason why I read books, to learn more about myself and the world around me. Yeah, this seems fun. It seems to center on getting closer to people and deepening your connections with others in a way that I think would be very refreshing. I think that will make me feel very hopeful. I also really want to read The Idiot because from what I know about this, the main character is trying to figure out her life, and I think she's a college student who's also an immigrant. So she is trying to figure out what that means for her and what her new life in this new country is gonna be like. And I also heard that it's like a book where the main character just like stumbles and just like falls flat on her face a lot, metaphorically speaking, not literally. Like maybe she does trip and fall a lot, but like apparently like her life might be a mess. So, oh, it says A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Woman, a novel about not just discovering but inventing oneself. Ooh. So it's set in 1995. Email is new. Then the main character starts corresponding with an older math student from Hungary. And at the end of the school year, Ivan, which is the guy that the main character is talking to, goes to Budapest for the summer, and the main character heads to the Hungarian countryside to teach English in a program run by one of Ivan's friends. I also love the title of the book, like The Idiot. I'm just imagining the main character riding around on a little unicycle with a red nose and a clown suit from country to country. That's her main mode of transportation. She's not going to take any car, bus, train, plane. No, none of that. Just her and her unicycle. So if I can get to that, that would be really cool. But yeah, that's all. I look forward to reading these. We'll see what I can get through. Again, this is kind of arbitrary, and when I make a list of books that I want to read, who knows if I'm actually gonna get to all of them. My camera is blinking at me because the battery is dying. Hope you've been doing well, and I'll see you soon. Adios, amigos. In a while, crocodile. Okay, goodbye.